111,750, and they're running. Double Trigger, the leader in the early stages. Double Trigger from Old Rouvel and Admiral's Well beside him. Then comes the Little Thief, Moonax, Vintage Crop, and finally the Flying Phantom. A Double Trigger attempting a very difficult task of making all the running in the Gold Cup under Jason Weaver. This northern horse trying to give Mark Johnson his first ever Royal Ascot winner. He's come down 243 miles, this horse from Midland, to tackle these stayers, and he's leading them by 2 lengths from Old Rouvel and Admiral's Well, with the Little Thief for France in 4th, being tracked by Moonax. And then towards the outside of the sheepskin noseband, the senior, the old man Vintage Crop, with the grey, the Flying Phantom on his inner. Coming to the point now, which will be a furlong from home on the next circuit, the white-faced Double Trigger from Admiral's Well and Old Rouvel. Little gap then to the Little Thief, Moonax, Flying Phantom and Vintage Crop. Shortly they'll swing right-handed under the 1.5-mile gate to begin the run down towards Swindley Bottom. Running zestfully in the lead, Double Trigger from Admiral's Well and Old Rouvel. The little gap then to the Little Thief, and then Moonax, Vintage Crop and the Flying Phantom. Double Trigger ensuring a really serious staying event for this 1995 Ascot Gold Cup. Double Trigger from Admiral's Well and Old Rouvel. Then the Little Thief for France. Moonax and Vintage Crop now matching strides, and the grey Flying Phantom is the back marker of the 7th. Got 1.25 miles to run. And still Double Trigger from Admiral's Well, Old Rouvel, Vintage Crop, Moonax, and the Little Thief has been pulled up. The Little Thief has been pulled up. He's gone lame, I'm afraid, behind, and Alain Jonc has pulled him up. He's unaccustomed to firmish ground, and they're passing the milepost now, and Double Trigger is the leader still. From Admiral's Well in 2nd, Old Rouvel 3rd, Vintage Crop 4, Moonax 5, and 6th the Flying Phantom. Racing to the 7 furlong pole in the Gold Cup, and Double Trigger maintaining this very sound gallop indeed from Admiral's Well. Then Old Rouvel, Vintage Crop getting a little bit closer, Pat still biding his time on Moonax, and then the Flying Phantom, 6 to run. Double Trigger the leader. Admiral's Well, Moonax moving up on the inside now, Vintage Crop on the outside, and they're really beginning to concertina, but still Double Trigger has it, and he's stretching again from Admiral's Well and Moonax and Vintage Crop as Old Rouvel loses his place inside the final half furlong, and still Jason Weaver, half mile I should say, and still Jason Weaver on Double Trigger from Moonax, threatening him now on the inside. On the outside is Admiral's Well. Losing ground is Vintage Crop. They're coming to the 2 furlong pole, and Double Trigger still holding them all. Moonax is under pressure. It's Double Trigger from Moonax and Admiral's Well. Vintage Crop is trying to challenge again, but Double Trigger with his white face is going to avenge his previous defeats by Moonax. And Mark Johnson's going to win his first race at Royal Ascot, and Double Trigger is going to win the Gold Cup in tremendous style. He's made every yard of the running a rare performance at the line. Double Trigger the winner, Moonax 2nd, Admiral's Well 3rd in a photo. 4 come Vintage Crop, and 5 Old Rouvel, and 6th and last is the Flying Phantom, because the Little Thief was pulled up. But this is the hero of the hour, Double Trigger, number 3. Owned by Mr. R.W. Huggins, trained by Mark Johnston, and ridden by Jason Weaver. It's a photo for 2nd place, but a little doubt that Moonax, number 4, owned by Godolphin Racing, trained by Barry Hills and ridden by Pat Edery is second, with number 1 Admiral's Well, a very, very close third. Admiral's Well, ridden by Mr. A.D. owned by Mr. A.D. Spence, trained by Reg Akhurst and ridden by Richard Quinn. But this is the winner by Yellow Man Amu out of Solak, Double Trigger.
It was a magnificent win, it was decisive, and it was by a huge margin, because Double Trigger has increased the lead between himself and his rivals in the last furlong to 4, 5, perhaps 6 lengths. It's Moonax's Head that comes past the judge's line in second place, just in front of Admiral's Well, but, well, they only felt the draft of the winner as they went by. Well, it takes a very special horse to make every yard of the running in the Gold Cup, and this horse has done it in magnificent style. Jason Weaver's gradually increased the pace. The ground's firm enough for him, as you can see. He just tends to carry his head a little bit high on this fast ground, but he's responded to every call from Jason Weaver. Pat Edery brought Moonax under pressure as they turned into the straight. For a moment he looked as though he might make a race of it, but he's flattened out in the last 2 furlongs, can't get any closer, and in fact only just holds the renewed challenge of Admiral's Well for 3rd place. But 4, 5 lengths ahead, Double Trigger is storming home for a famous win in the Gold Cup. This will be a good time. It's certainly a very good performance. This is a classic horse winning a vintage Gold Cup by a wide margin.